Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Em, and today we are going to do the end of the year book tag. I don't have a preamble for this, so let's just go ahead and get started. The first prompt is, are there any books this year that you started that you need to finish? And no. No, not really. Anything I've DNF'd this year, I have DNF'd and do not have any immediate plans to pick up and try to finish. And that's gonna kind of be how it is. Obviously, I would like to finish the books that I'm currently in the middle of, but we'll just see how that reading experience goes and yeah, how far I get on them. I will say I have been really digging my September reading so far. It has been far superior to August in so many ways. And just reinforced that mood reading really is the way to go for me in this stage of my life. Crafting a TBR, putting really strict boundaries on my reading, just doesn't work for me anymore. All right, the next prompt is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I don't have an official autumnal book. I would definitely like to start working more horror back into my reading life. I haven't really read a lot since Summerween ended in July, and I think that would also help with my reading life. I really want to try a Tananarive Due book because I've heard really great things. I don't know where I want to start. I don't know if I'm going to start with The Reformatory, which is her new release that's coming out at the end of October, or I do have the audiobook of her short story collection, which I can't remember the name of, but I'll put it right here. Traditionally, short stories don't really work for me, but it might be a good way to get a sample of her writing style. And then other than that, I do want to read more Stephen Graham Jones, either Mongrel or Only Good Indians. I think either one of those would be fun, maybe. There is also a T. Kingfisher horror that I haven't read yet, The Hollow Places. So I would also like to read that. So I think that's what I'm just going to slowly start working more horror into my reading life, and that will be, yeah, how I shift. But my reading doesn't change a whole lot based on the season. I'm a pretty steady throughout the year on what types of books I like to consume. I think just the only thing that marks the seasons for me is really how much reading time I have in my life. Question is there a new release you are still waiting for? And yes, I think so. Sequel to One Dark Window, which I think is called Two Twisted Crowns, that comes out in October. So I'm really looking forward to that because I really liked One Dark Window. I'm also looking forward to the last book in Freya Marsk's trilogy. I can't remember what it's called, but I've been looking forward to that one. Oh, I feel like there's other books that I'm forgetting. If I remember, I'll pop their covers up while I'm talking. But I think primarily my new release excitement is really during the first part of the year. I feel like the authors that I read on a consistent basis or read their new releases, they all tend to release between like January and April. So generally towards the end of the year, I mean, publishing in generally slows down a little bit, but my highly anticipated new releases definitely die down a little bit. Right, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, 3 books. Obviously I want to read whatever else is going to be on my self-destructing TBR for October, November, and December. So whatever's on those lists, I want to make sure I read. I don't know that I have 3 specific books that absolutely have to be read by the end of the year. I would really like to reread The City of Brass again. I keep looking at it and keep thinking about it, and I've read that trilogy so many times, but I think I want to go back again. And I was thinking it would be fun to go back and reread the whole trilogy, but this time go through the short story collection, A River of Silver, and mark where each of those short stories falls in the whole trilogy, and then slip those in to my reading as I'm rereading the trilogy. That could be really fun. I really want to do it. I don't know if I'll have the room to do it right now. It might be like an early 2024 thing to do, and not squeezing it in at the end of the year when I'm just trying to really focus on reading things that I haven't read yet. I would really like to read Natural History of Dragons. Is that what it's called? The Marie Brennan book. I'd really like to read that, especially after loving Labyrinth's Heart so much, and just the whole Rook and Rose series in general, because Maria Brennan is part of the duo that writes that trilogy. So I'd really like to read that one and see if I like her on her own as much as I like her as part of M.A. Carrick. I'd really like to finally read The Wolf of Oren Yarrow, which I think I'm going to. I'm going to try, because it is on my self-destructing TBR for September. So there's a really good chance I will have it read by the end of the month. But that has been on my mental TBR for so many years, and I would just love to have read it and to know if this is a book and a series and an author for me or not. That's what I'd really like to know. I also would really like to have read Yellowface by the end of the year. Yeah. Other than that, that's, I guess, one of the downsides of being such a mood reader now is that I don't really know. I don't really know what I want to read anymore. And then the next question is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Isn't that the hope every time we pick up a book, is that it's going to be a new favorite? That's what I always hope. I always hope the next book is going to be my favorite. Yeah, I don't have any predictions for what that book could be. That would be really fun to find a new favorite. I am currently reading the Ninth Reign series by Jen Williams for Steph's Patreon. And I liked the Ninth Reign fine. I gave it a 3.5. But I'm really hoping, as I continue with that trilogy, that series will become like an all-time favorite series. That would be really fun. I feel like I hope every book is a 5-star book. Next question is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? No, I have not. I don't even know what I would want to do. I feel like I had a lot of reading related goals for the start of this year, and then they all kind of fell by the wayside. I think they ended up just being noise and distraction for me instead of anything meaningful. So no goals. Just gonna keep, just gonna keep reading. I think I spent a lot of this year trying to make my reading life be something instead of it's my hobby. It's for fun. I do it because I get a lot of joy out of it. I'm doing YouTube because I get joy out of it, and it's a fun creative outlet for me as I still work out like what is working for me and what is not working for me. So I want to avoid like making all these structures that then makes it less enjoyable for me. I have enough structure in the rest of my life. I don't need this space and this hobby to be super structured as well. But as always, the goal will still be to continue working on my unread TBR and to read diversely and just have a good time with it. So that's the end of this tag. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to leave a comment but don't have anything to say, let's do a pumpkin emoji because it's September It's not fall yet, but we're so close. We're so close, and I'm so excited. And I hope you all have a good rest of wherever you are in your day or your week when you watch this, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye!